What's up, you guys? This is Ibuprofen1696 here with a new Paragon video. So, you come across Paragon on the PlayStation Store. You see it's free, and you watch the trailer, and you see Gideon's whole epic intro with his black hole and Decker's wall of defense and whatever, and you say, that looks pretty cool. Why don't I give that a try? Well, this video is made for you, the people who have just downloaded Paragon, who want to get started in the world of Agora. Paragon is a MOBA. In turn, you have to be very tactical with your battles. You got to not just charge into fights randomly. You have a bunch of abilities. You might not understand a lot of things. It's a bit overwhelming at first with the whole card system and everything to do with Monolith. You might have heard a little bit about a map named Legacy. That was the previous map of Paragon. But this video is designed to give you a bit of a better insight of what to do whenever you first start, and just some opening tips whenever you're playing your solo games against your AI, leveling up in general. So let's get started. Okay, so whenever you first load into Paragon, you will find an intro video saying how Paragon's a MOBA, and just some basic rules of the game, like don't chase kills, be careful with your engagements, all that stuff. Whenever you go into your first match, it'll bring up a bunch of stuff about cards too. You'll learn about, I'll do a whole video about card systems later on in the game, how you should maybe build your decks as a beginner. But whenever you first load into a match, you're going to be pitted against 5 AIs, and you have 4 AIs on your team, and you're the 5th hero. You'll have your hero selection, and just pick one out that looks cool to you. If you like Twin Blast just because he has 2 guns and he looks awesome, or Murdoch. More than likely, I would suggest you go with Murdoch or Twin Blast whenever you first start out. They are in a position what we call carry. And what a carry does in the match, they will be the big damage dealer. They will be like the people who are going to be hitting the hardest, but in turn they are a glass cannon, and that term means that they're able to hit hard, yes, but they usually have very little health unless you build it later on in the game. But I would suggest getting a carry like Murdoch, Twin Blast, Grim. Either one of those 3 will be a really good starter hero for you to get your first couple of AI matches. That gives you a good feel. And plus, they all wield guns. I mean, anyone who's coming from Call of Duty or Battlefield wants to wield a gun, for crying out loud. So, I mean, go in there and just get a good feel for the game, and try your hand out as a carry. I mean, you may end up liking it. Later on, you can try some of the stuff like support, or assassins, or tanks. Some of the more advanced builds, but in my opinion, you should start out with carry. That gives you the best feel for the game. Okay, so you've played a few matches of solo versus AI, and you want to go in co-op versus AI. That puts you 5 human players on your team against 5 AI players on the other team. So that brings us to our next topic of communication. Communication is key in Paragon. You're very rarely going to win any matches where your team doesn't communicate to one another, whether it be, hey, I need help defending this tower, or hey, I'm getting swamped by enemies. You need to have that constant communication in order to really tell your teammates what you're about to do or what's happening on the battlefield, because they might be just paying attention to their own fight, but those little words on the top of the screen is what's going to make or break your team. The communication wheel is accessed through L1 on your PS4 controller. It gives you a bunch of basic commands: attack and defend. You can focus right now on attack left lane, or defend left lane, or any sort of attack or defend command. Or you can vote, and you can kind of experiment later on in a solo versus AI match of what that communication wheel can do as far as like alerts and tactics, saying when your ultimate is ready. And for like people like casters, saying that your ultimate is ready is really important, because those big caster ultimates like Gideon's black hole can do damage in a giant area and pull the enemies towards it. And if your allies don't know that you're going to do it and they aren't there, then you might just have missed out on like a big collaboration of just slaughtering the other team. because you didn't communicate. So make sure that whenever you are in a match, you are constantly opening up that chat wheel, you're constantly looking at the mini-map, making sure that others don't need your help. And that actually moves us on to our third point of being a good teammate. I mean, you're in a team game, you should automatically think, I should be a good teammate. I should help out my allies, even if I don't get it in return. I mean, if you just hold these grudges throughout the match, like, oh, this guy got me killed early game, or blah blah blah. I mean, what if he needs help later on, and what if that is going to be like the game-winning play, and just because you're a little butthurt about you dying early game and himself just standing by there, which maybe he did. I mean, but so what? You got a whole game to play. You got to hold maybe 30 minutes of gameplay. That one little minute doesn't matter in the big perspective of things. Just make sure you have good communication. Make sure that you're a great teammate. Help out others, and make sure you defend those towers, because as you can see here, I want to actually have one scene right here where I think I called retreat instead of I need help, and I ended up just getting slaughtered. But I mean, I knew that my teammates couldn't really help me. Quang here tried to help, but Clark. So you're ready to go into your first PvP match. You're level 5. You're excited. You've been playing Murdoch throughout your past couple of matches, and you've gotten a pretty good hang of him. And you're able to really use his abilities and really aim that long arm of the law ultimate to pick off people from a good distance away. But whenever you're in the draft lobby, someone in front of you picks Murdoch, and all of a sudden you have to pick a hero that you're not that used to. It's a key thing early on to start getting used to a good selection of heroes. I'd say 3 different heroes of 3 different types. So maybe you could play one match as Murdoch and kind of get used to him. Then say, hey, Gideon looks pretty cool. Well, let's try him out. And you play a co-op versus AI match against him. And then you say, well, Gideon was okay. I didn't really like him that much, so let's try a different caster. Just make sure you're experimenting with different heroes before you go into your first big PvP match, because if someone before you picks it and you're stuck playing with a hero you don't really know about, you're not going to know how to get out of situations, or just you'll have an awkward execution of their abilities, and it'll end up you just not really enjoying the match like you should. So make sure whenever you're in those first couple of co-op versus AI matches and solo matches that you're getting used to a new hero, and make sure you watch the tutorial videos and look up some of their abilities. Even watch some deck building tutorials on YouTube about how they're supposed to be played, and there's tons of in-depth guides out there of all the Paragon heroes. And just because a new hero comes out every 3 weeks, as Epic has told us, doesn't mean you have to automatically just start playing it. I mean, play what you're used to. You can experiment with new stuff in co-op versus AI, but if you feel like you're best as a jungler, then ask to play jungler. If someone else plays jungler, make sure you're ready to maybe play carry or tank, or something that you're not used to. That type of team composition and teamwork, as we discussed earlier on, is going to be key to winning these matches later on and helping you really have an enjoyable experience playing Paragon. So last but not least, this is kind of the funnest little tip I can give y'all. Invite your friends to play. I mean, you might have heard it from a friend, but they can actually probably teach you a lot more than this video could, because they've had personal experience. Well, I've had personal experience with Paragon, but most of you all probably don't know me. But a friend can give you a lot of much needed help with Paragon, especially starting up, because I mean they had to start somewhere, right? But invite your friends. I mean, teach them what you already know. Paragon is a growing community right now, and they are introducing so many new features this year. I can't wait to have my hands on them. But yeah, invite your friends to play with you. Overall, just have fun. It goes without saying that at the end of the day, it's a game, and games were made for us to have fun. I understand some people get rather competitive, myself included, with Paragon, but I mean, have a good time with it. If you don't like it, I know Paragon's not for everyone. But invite your friends to try it out. Maybe y'all can start a team later on, and maybe we'll play against each other sometime. I'd love to face teams where I know that they're all mic chat, because whenever you're in the lobby, all of a sudden you see the player indicator jump up 5 clicks. You know that you're facing a group of people. I love playing against those teams because that encourages me to get my friends and say, hey, I'm about to face this team. Y'all want to play with me? And we all have a great time playing. I play with my brother all the time. I play with my younger brother all the time. And my friends, they're not as big of Paragon enthusiasts as I am, but they still like playing with me. I mean, just have fun with it. I mean, Paragon is a game right now. It's still very early. It's still in its baby stages, and it's growing. It is growing now at a rapid rate with the new heroes, with all the new features they're going to be adding. Just have fun with it and invite some people to play with you. I mean, if no one had played with me whenever I first started, then I don't know that I'd be playing right now. But that's it for this video, guys. I hope you got a good understanding of what to do whenever you first start up. If you're a more intermediate or advanced player and you watch this and you just sat here boredly through all of this saying I know all this, I mean, it's a good refresher course at the least. But watch me on Twitch. I'll be doing midnight streams Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Maybe some Saturday midnight streams on Paragon. Sometimes I'll play other games with my friends. I know last night I did a stream with my younger brother on Minecraft. But that's it for this video, guys. Have a great day.